If you make this mistake, you'll scare away 90% of the animals before you even see them. Most beginners think they're just unlucky, when in reality, they're repeating the same mistakes over and over again. Simple mistakes, but they make the animals disappear before you even lift your camera. Hi there, I'm your wildlife virtual guide. Today, we're going to go through 10 very common mistakes in wildlife photography, mistakes beginners often make, and sometimes even intermediate photographers with a bit of experience. This video is for you if you're just starting out, if you want to improve faster, or even if you've been practicing for a while and want to do a quick checkup of your field habits. We're going to talk about light, positioning, behavior, and a few simple tips you can apply on your very next outing to become more efficient, more discreet, and more respectful of wildlife. A lot of beginners start by looking for an animal, but without paying attention to the light. The truth is, light makes up about 80% of a successful photo. A simple scene, in beautiful light, will always be stronger than a rare animal photographed in flat light. So how do you avoid this mistake? Start by looking for light before looking for a subject. And to do that, you need a bit of scouting. Identify the areas where the light is beautiful, where the sunbeams cut through the trees, where morning mist hangs in the air, and where wildlife tends to move through. Then, let the light do the work and position yourself in the right place at the right time. And above all, wake up early so you're on site during the golden hours, when everything becomes more beautiful, even the simplest scenes. This is one of the most common mistakes. You photograph from 80 meters away, then crop heavily, and of course, the result is disappointing. Why does this happen? Often because you're in a hurry, or because the outing wasn't prepared well enough. How do you avoid it? Choose a long enough focal length, and above all, take the time to make a proper approach. Move with the wind in the right direction, use the terrain, the trees, and the shaded areas to advance discreetly. And in many situations, the best option is still to use a hide, to position yourself in a strategic spot and let the animal come to you. It's more respectful, more effective, and it often leads to much better photos. Many beginners photograph animals while standing upright, but being too high creates a flat image, with no depth, and often a cluttered background. In wildlife photography, you want to avoid shooting from above or from extreme low angles whenever possible. The ideal is to get down to the animal's eye level. Why? Because it helps separate the subject from the background, creates a softer bokeh, and makes the scene far more immersive, especially with a long focal length. So don't hesitate, crouch down, bend your knees, and sometimes even lie flat on the ground when it's possible and safe. Just this change in height can completely transform the quality of your images. The strap hitting the camera body, the lens hood wobbling, the backpack creaking. They're small things, but these are often the exact noises that make animals flee. And that's not all. Even clothing can be a problem. Stiff jackets that rub, noisy fabrics, or zippers that click with the slightest movement. Not to mention the camera or phone we sometimes forget to put in silent mode, and then the animal is guaranteed to run. A simple tip: keep your gear close to your body, secure anything that might move in the wind, and choose quiet clothing that doesn't make noise when you move. These small details make all the difference in the field. Out of fear of digital noise, many beginners keep their ISO way too low. The result? Your shutter speed drops, and your photos become blurry, especially with moving animals. But today, with modern cameras and incredibly powerful noise reduction software, you really don't need to be afraid of raising your ISO anymore. Current gear handles high sensitivity extremely well, and the results stay excellent. How do you avoid this mistake? In wildlife photography, ISO is your friend. Raise it without hesitation to maintain a fast enough shutter speed and guarantee a sharp image, even in poor lighting conditions. A slightly noisy but sharp photo will always be better than a clean but blurry one. Beginners tend to walk behind animals. They follow them, but in 100% of cases, the animal eventually moves away or flees under the pressure. The truth is, in wildlife photography, you should never follow an animal. You add stress, you break its natural behavior, and you greatly reduce your chances of getting a good photo. So what should you do? The solution is preparation. Scout the area, take notes, observe regular routes, travel corridors, feeding spots, and the places where the animal feels safe. If you know your terrain and understand the animal's movement patterns, you can anticipate its path and position yourself in a strategic location. Then you no longer need to follow it. You let the animal come to you, with no stress, no disturbance, and full respect for its natural rhythm. That's how you get the best photos. Shooting directly into the sun often gives you silhouettes, or flat, poorly exposed images. It's a very common mistake. Backlighting can be stunning, but only when it's controlled. It's amazing for creating clean silhouettes, revealing mist or fog, or building a strong atmospheric scene. Without control, however, you end up with a subject that's too dark, blown highlights, and a failed photo. So how do you avoid this? Start by checking where the light is coming from before you even raise the camera to your eye. Shift your position slightly, change your angle, and look for the direction where the light enhances your image instead of ruining it. And don't forget to anticipate the sun's trajectory. This is essential if you're setting up a hide or preparing a long session. Knowing how the light will move throughout the morning can completely transform your results. Beginners focus on the subject, but often forget what's behind it. A pole, a tree trunk, a road, and the whole image instantly loses its impact. In wildlife photography, the background is almost as important as the subject itself. You need to look at the environment, observe the colors, the lines, and imagine the final result. A nice bokeh, a soft background, or harmony with the landscape. A simple tip: before pressing the shutter, look at what's behind the animal. Sometimes, a single step to the left or right is enough to completely transform your background, and therefore, your entire photo. Animals react strongly to the rhythm of our movements. Walking at a constant pace, without ever stopping, is one of the danger signals in nature. For them, it's exactly how a predator behaves. So how do you avoid this? Adopt a slow, soft walk, with small, regular pauses. It's a natural rhythm, similar to the way animals move themselves. It reassures them. These micro pauses also help you observe more, listen better, and anticipate what's happening around you. It's one of the simplest and most effective behaviors for approaching without stress and staying discreet in the field. Technique matters, but it's not the most important thing. In wildlife photography, what truly makes the difference is observation. The more you know your terrain, the more you read the signs, the more you observe animals from a distance, the stronger and more meaningful your photos become. Wildlife photography is, above all, about understanding living things, being patient, and staying humble. It's not about glory on social media, or chasing likes. It's a silent connection with nature, a moment where you fade into the background and let wildlife express itself. And it's only with this mindset that you'll truly progress, with respect, and with images that have something to say. And if you really want to understand your terrain better, and keep all your observations in one place, the Wildlife Photographer app can help you. It allows you to note down movement patterns, animal habits, active zones, and all the little details you notice in the field. It's a simple and effective way to anticipate better, understand how wildlife behaves, and progress without ever disturbing the animals. Thanks for watching this video. If you found it useful, feel free to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. And tell me in the comments which mistake you've already made, or which topic you'd like me to cover in a future video. I'll see you soon for more wildlife photography tips, and most importantly, take care of nature.